And today's announcement demonstrates the great partnership that we have here in the city of Fall River with the Department of Conservation and Recreation and all the stewards in the city who day in and day out do an outstanding job to improve the quality of life for the people of this great community. The city of Fall River is a city that has really taken a strong commitment over the years of improving open space and recreation and making a commitment to its natural resources. And through the great work and passion through the people who are represented here, people like Mr. Eaton, people like Mary Ann Wardell, councilors like David Dennis, and department heads like Ken Pacheco, working with the state delegation with Michael Rodrigues, really do their best to tackle the quality of life issues. And I see City Councilor Eric Poulin, I'll ask him to come up here and join us too. And all these quality of life issues, whether it's economic development or public safety or education or historic preservation or protecting the resources, we take those big issues on. And today it's an honor to have with us the Commissioner of DCR, who all of you would recognize. Actually, I see him every day in this portrait as I walk in to the mayor's office. And
doesn't look like the same guy.
It sure does. It sure does. And whenever I get a chance to work with the mayor, it's always an honor for me, whether it's a local city issue or on a state issue at DCR. It's great to have his institutional knowledge and his commitment to the community, and it also helps that he's a citizen here too. So with that,
thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. It truly is. Not only because I was able to avoid the commute this morning, but to be in one of Massachusetts' great cities. Our gateway cities in this Commonwealth are host to so much of the state's population, and the quality of life in these cities is of vital importance to Governor Deval Patrick and our Lieutenant Governor Tim Murray, and therefore these grants are part of enhancing that quality of life, the job that they ask our agency, the State Department of Conservation and Recreation, to help them accomplish. We're here today not only to distribute this grant, but really to recognize the leadership of the mayor and the city council, Ken Pacheco, Tom Eaton, and of course Mary Ann Wardell, who the mayor and I often refer to as the person who gives us our checklists when it comes to these issues and makes sure that they get done. That's right. And that kind of community activism should be rewarded, and in this case it certainly is. Governor Patrick wants us to pay attention to the quality of life in the state's urban areas, and tree planting and urban forestry is intrinsic to that quality of life. Our Lieutenant Governor, Tim Murray in particular, a former mayor himself, understands how important it is to invest in our cities in very specific ways. And in fact, his city of Worcester has been devastated with the infestation of the Asian longhorn beetle over the last several years. Our agency has a responsibility for trying to fight the spread of that, and yet Worcester has lost 30,000 trees just in the last 3 to 4 years alone. It makes you understand how we sometimes take these issues for granted in urban settings, that shade cover and urban forestry are incredibly important, and oftentimes we don't think of it as an issue until we no longer have it. And so we need to stay ahead of that. We need to plan accordingly, think strategically, and it is vital for us to do that. This is also fairly unique in that this is a second straight year of funding to the same city, and that doesn't happen often either, but that's also a recognition that there are some great things happening here at Fall River under the mayor's leadership relative to this issue. These grants require a match. Last year we awarded $30,000 to Fall River. This year it is $15,000. Each grant requires that local match. And it doesn't sound like an awful lot of money. I keep telling folks up in Boston that money does go a lot farther outside of Route 128 than it sometimes does in our capital city. But that money has been put to great use here in terms of tree stewardship, as well as some technical assistance that Eric Seaborn and our forestry staff at DCR has been able to provide. DCR has also awarded $50,000 to urban foresters, and they work to consult with the city as well. So there's an awful lot happening here. One of the great things about this grant going forward as well is that it is going to now, as Tom told me in the elevator on the way up, branch out to some additional activities including, and from my perspective, in a great way, including some more of the young people in Fall River in tree stewardship. So not only are we planting trees, we're planting hope. We're planting the seeds of thought to the next generation about how important this urban tree cover is. And so on behalf of Governor Patrick and Lieutenant Governor Murray, I want to thank the City of Fall River for their leadership and their work. It is you who have done the work, and this grant award simply shows what a wise investment can be made in a community where there are already some very, very good things happening. Mayor, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. We received 2 straight years of grant funding here in the city of Fall River, and there's so many individuals who allow that to happen, and one of the most prominent, in my opinion, is Mary Ann Wardell, and this is someone who is not afraid to get her hands dirty, both literally and figuratively, and literally, she helped shepherd through the city council and ordinance, helping to establish the programs here in the city of Fall River, and she championed that ordinance for the Forestry tree planting program and all the other programs that go into protecting open space and forestry cover in our community. And literally getting her hands dirty, because I always see her out there planting trees in the community, and her and all the great volunteers in the community, no matter whether in the north end of the city or the south end or any point in between, they're out there planting trees and improving the environment, improving the aesthetics of a community, providing cover. And, you know, before coming mayor, I didn't have the respect that I now have for all the work that goes on and all the effort that goes on and what it means for a community. Some may just drive by a tree and think it's nothing more than that. But when you actually get involved in the inner workings of it, and why and where and who and what is doing it, you learn and appreciate the whole new respect for that. So I want to call up to say more than a few words, Mary Ann Wardell, and tell us what's been going on and what the $15,000 would mean for the city of Fall River, and $15,000 match that we would put in. So Mary Ann, thank you. Oh, I want you to say more than something.
Well, I'm very pleased that the city has received the second challenge grant, the Phase 2, which will allow us to hire an urban forester and an arborist and to implement the street tree management plan. And that plan implementation is long overdue. The main components of that hopefully will be to implement an intensive tree planting initiative, to do more education and outreach, and education to city departments to involve them and make them aware of how important it is for different departments to plant trees, such as planning and the water department. The other thing we'd like to do is to get more youth involved in becoming tree stewards. We had one tree steward educational system education initiative last spring, and we had 18 or 19 people that passed that course and are now involved in tree planting and pruning. And we also need hazard tree removal. And I've said right along that we couldn't have done it without the state help. And I thank Ed Lambert and DCR very, very much.